In our society, gender begins from infancy, and we dress our children accordingly without much thought as to why. In Dress Codes, Meanings and Messages, Rubinstein writes how clothing for youth is a particularly tricky demographic. Oftentimes, one's social identities are projected through their fashion choices, and for children, their fashion choices can actually have an effect on their development of social identities. Their self-esteem can also be maximized via dress at a young age, and this is typically without validation from their peers. During our interviews, we showed the interviewee an item of clothing that would be considered gender ambiguous. One well-known brand, Zara, has recently come out with a line of gender-neutral clothing. They come in neutral colors and are made from the comfortable cottons of Saudi Arabia. The clothing is affordable with nothing over $50. Some feel that this is a step in the right direction. However, others view it as a marketing ploy, or simply not gender-neutral fashion at all, and simply men's clothing designed for women.
Hi, my name is Laura Hausgaard, and I own a shop downtown called Yopon. I wear a lot of gender ambiguous fashion. I feel like actually a good percentage of things that I currently carry are pretty gender ambiguous.
My name's Farbode. My personal style probably fits into somewhere in the realm of like classic American workwear, menswear, with a little bit of Western wear and I guess streetwear involved in there somewhere.
My name is Morgan, and my personal fashion is oftentimes informed by what I can and cannot afford. I don't oftentimes buy extremely nice clothes because they do get damaged by both my jocks. I opt for things that are maybe a tad bit more androgynous. I also think that a lot of times my fashion is carried out through things like my hair and my glasses, maybe less of my actual clothing.
I'm Abby. My style really changes, I would say, all the time based on how I'm feeling and what I'm trying to put out there into the universe. It's really different all the time, every day, kind of just based on what I want to say about myself. It's ever changing, it's never the same for too long.
I'm Hannah. I would say my clothes, I wear what makes me comfortable. Like, if it looks fabulous and it's comfortable, it's gonna be 10 times better. So if I have like a really nice jacket and I can throw it over like something super layered, that's what I'm gonna do.
This is Guinevere Rose. My name is Claire, and we have different fashion senses, I think. I dress mainly for comfort and for mobility. And Guinevere, why do you choose the clothes that you wear?
Because I like to be pretty at school.
Just be pretty at school. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like one of the cool things about being a woman right now is that I don't feel caged into any type of gender restrictions. I really do like to oscillate between wearing dresses or wearing more like monochromatic, really pragmatic clothing.
I totally prefer wearing like jeans. It's my number one item of clothing, but I guess that also has to do with sort of my job and lifestyle I live. But more and more outside of like gender and like fashion and what's really fashion forward and cultural, like, or at least like mainstream right now, is like looser fitting things, like larger shirts that start to border on like even dresses is so sweet and so comfortable, especially during the summer to be able to have stuff like that. But I find it really difficult myself to start to push the boundaries of some of those silhouettes that you find that like traditional menswear doesn't really go in that direction, and it gets really difficult, or at least I find it difficult to break that trend and to break form when I'm looking in the mirror and getting dressed in the morning.
I'd probably just wear Acne Studios only. That's it.
Linen jumpsuits.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, after last week, I don't know. It's been a really hard week, I think, for all of those kinds of questions. But I think, it would be my hope that people really start worrying about, how we interact with each other and how we can make statements with our clothes that show that we support each other as human beings, no matter their gender.
I think that fashion is this really great place for a lot of gender norms to continue to be pushed. I think that fashion oftentimes maybe gets overlooked as being a